Create landscapes with monochrome drama is our topic today. Luminar coffee break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I think this is season, let's see, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, what do you think? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Wow. This is season 6 of Luminar Coffee Break. So welcome. You notice I'm in a very, very plain room. This is going to be a complete makeover for Coffee Break because I moved. But over the holiday weekend and throughout the holiday and last weekend, we just didn't have time to completely revamp and redesign this room. So I can't wait to show you guys that. All right. Well, let me just jump in. Here we are with our drama. I love this shot. I took this in Scotland with our good buddy Jacob. Here's before and after. Here's the original. Here's after. And what I want to do is I want to show you not just by converting it to black and white that it gives us this drama, but what I did to get to that level. All right. Now, I did save it as a preset just in case. I'm going to click on edit. Think of this as your history. And I'm going to start all the way at the bottom with develop, and I'm going to work my way all the way up through to show you what we did here. All right? So, just to make it easier, I'm going to discard all the changes. There we go. And then we'll start fresh. All right? So, now in doing that, if you notice, over here, the first thing I did was I did add a new sky. So let's do that first. So I'm going to come in with a new sky. And the reason for this sky isn't bad. It doesn't give me that illusion of drama. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select just a simple sky. Ooh, you know what? Those two look good. But I know those weren't the ones I originally used. You know what, though? I like it. All right. Oh, you know what? I like that one even better. All right, so this, or do I like this one? It's a toss-up. All right, you know what? I'm going to stick with this one. But now, here's what I need to do. I don't want the sky to be this clear, or I shouldn't say clear, this in focus. So I'm going to come down to adjustments, and I'm going to go to an extreme. That's way overboard. But I want to get it right about here. So what that's really doing for me is it's giving the illusion that I shot this on a long exposure. And so now the clouds, I'm going to have that silky type look to the clouds. All right, so that's going to work. Now that I have that set, now I want to come in and let's apply the black and white tool. Now with the black and white tool, this doesn't look bad right about now. So that's just without any settings whatsoever. What we want to do is adjust these. Now watch, I'm going to go to an extreme so you can see what each are doing. So for the reds, I'm going to bump it up to about, you know what? Yeah, let's take the reds up a little bit to around 10 to 12. And now with the yellows, let's look what the yellow is doing. I want the yellows to be richer, so instead I brought the reds up. I'm going to take the yellows down. So you see how I'm trying to do a balancing act? Now let's look at the greens. You know the greens are all in here. So again, before, after, look at the greens. Let me zoom in a little more for you. Look what it's doing there. So with the greens, let's take the greens to, a minus. So I want to make it rich. Right about there looks pretty good. All right. Now, the cyan and the blue. Well, we know with the cyan, back up a little bit. We're going to see that in the clouds. All right. So we have to make a decision here. If I go to the right, now I kind of blew out the clouds. To the left, I have more drama. So let's do a happy medium right around 30 is good. And again, these numbers are strictly arbitrary. You have to do this to your taste. I'm just trying to show you the thought process. Blue is going to blow it out if I go to 100, and it's going to make it, ooh. It's going to make it really dark and dramatic. If I go to the left, that's a little too much. So I'm going to dial it in right about here. All right, look at that. So let's look at the difference, just for the black and white. All right, look at that. And now it's starting to take shape. And by the way, magenta, look, I didn't notice any changes, so I'm just going to leave that at 0. All right, so we're close, but what's really going to sell this for the drama is the contrast. So I'm going to come down to the professional tools, and I want to use super contrast. All right, so with super contrast, I'm going to start with the highlights, and from here I'll go to, I don't want to go too crazy with it, but let's go right around just under 30 or 30. Now that I did this, well, what's the balancing going to do? Well, look, if I go to the right, look what it's doing to it. It's going to make it look a little darker. And to the left, it gives me more of the contrast. So this kind of blends it in. This is going to give me more contrast. So I'm going to go to a negative value. All right, so once again, look how that blends it in. Look how that gives me more contrast. So right about here is good. And for our midtones. So with the midtones, let's look at the difference. I like what it's doing to the clouds. So let's give it not just 50, let's go under 50, maybe 45. Yeah, that looks good right about there. Now the balance is what's going to help us. All right. So look at, if we go to a positive or to the negative. So we're going to try to play in between. And I think, yeah, right about here is looking good. Yeah, that looks good. All right. And then last is our shadows. Here we are. I'm going to increase the shadows. However, what I want to make sure I do with the balancing act, look at that. Look, so if I bring the shadows to the left, or as I'm removing that contrast, it comes out way too bright. Ooh, but look at that. Look how rich that's looking. Now we got the drama that we're going for. And we're set here. You know what? That sky, we're going to mess with it just a little bit more in a moment. Let me see if we can bring it up in here. Yeah, there we go. We'll come back to the sky in just a moment. But look at that. I love how that's looking. We'll do before and after. Original to this. Look how it's hitting the drama. I do want that sky to be a little bit darker. So we'll take care of that in a moment. But with this, and I know I don't usually like adding this, but film grain. And I'm going to go to 100% so you can see. Where the film grain is going to help us is in the sky especially. That's way too much. I want very little. It's there, but it's not noticeable. Yeah, look what that does. Look how that just fills in the gaps of the clouds. It gives it more texture. You know what? And because of that film grain, look, before, after, I think I'm getting very, very close to what I really like. And I'm going to do a couple more things. One will be, let's do a super contrast, or contrast AI rather. So if I'm here, I'm going to come in, structure AI. So I'm going to go to structure. I'm going to go to an extreme, give it a little boost. I'm loving that, but I know Jim Nix is going to go nuts about the too much of the sky, he says. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to mask it. Brush, erase. I'm going to go to very low opacity. Brush over the sky just a little bit so it doesn't have the same strength as the castle. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, so I brought it out. I like it. All right, now let's get that castle to be a little more visible. So I'm going to come in and use a global change. And all I'm focusing on is the castle right now. Now, I want this to be the focal point. So let's do a radial. And I'm only going to take that change and apply it right there to the castle. All right, let's see what that does for us. Ready? Ooh, look at that. Look how it's drawing your eye into the scene. All right, I really like how all this is looking. One last is, okay, so I'm looking at my screen, and I'm looking at the monitor, and the monitor looks the way I want it, so it looks darker. So I'm going to trust the monitor looking really good. My personal screen's looking okay, but just to be on the safe side, let me dial in just a little bit of darker colors. I love that. Look at that. That black is really going to do the trick for me, as with the white. All right, let's see it. Before and after. And again, I have a new system. I wish I calibrated that for you, but I'm hoping it comes out the way it should. But look at that. Before and after. Once we're done, save it as a preset. And let's call this, well, I already did black and white drama. So black and white drama version 2. Yep, let me put that in there. And there we have it. All right. So what I'm going to do for you guys is this. Is for those that are here right now, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. I'm going to give you that preset so you could use it. What I'll try to do for those that are watching on YouTube is I'll try to put it somehow in the links to the comment. If I don't, I'll figure out a special way for you to grab that. Or the best thing to do is if I have it here. And of course, I don't have it set up. Nope, that's our user guide. Nope, that's Clever Photographer. There it is. All right, and so here's how you can join us on Zoom. Just check that out and make a screenshot of it or capture the QR code. Because what we do is we have the 45 minutes of Ask Me Anything segment of the show. You can ask questions on photography, our topic that we're doing, anything with tech support, you name it, it's there. And if you find people on social media having issues with Luminar Neo, please direct them to our show and tell them they can stick around and get live tech support to help them out. All right? Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you for joining us on the very new year. And we're making sure that this season is going to be the best ever. All right? Thanks, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.